giving a very good high performance and doing lot of work with more efficiently and more effectively. So inbound, outbound and reverse logistics are the different types of logistics. The main important, the purpose of this is to see that it incorporates, brings everyone together in all the industry sectors. How does the HR department work on their strategy? How they are going to work on this particular strategy which has been formulated or formed? Hi and a warm welcome to you all dear students. I, George Elme, Commerce Faculty, Department of Commerce, Vidyashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence, Mysore. Dear students, today we shall take up the session 3 of Unit 3 that is related to HR strategy, then logistics strategy. This particular Unit 3 consists of marketing strategies, production strategies, competitive strategies, right? Then HR strategy as well as logistics strategy. So in the last sessions, in the 2 sessions, I have already explained to you about and I have completed about the marketing strategies. Then I have explained to you about competitive strategies, production strategies, right? So here in this session, this is the last topic, 2 topics which I am going to cover in this session that is related to the HR strategy as well as we have the last one, HR and the logistics strategies, right? So let us see what is an HR strategy. Let us understand what you mean by an HR. HR means human resource. So in this strategy, what are the important strategies has to be taken into consideration? So under this particular HR, what are the important strategies has to be undertaken, right? So in order like a recruitment part or giving the selection of the candidates, recruiting, then giving them the training, then performance appraisal, right? Then personal development, all these things will come under this particular strategy. So here, what are the strategies is been formulated under the HR, that is under human resources. So the most important aspect of all, it says this is the HR, because without people or without the employees, no organization or no company can work on. So you require the employees and the human, that is the workforce, to be there in the organization in order to run your organization or the companies smoothly, or in the industry also we take. So however, the HR process will run and how to make sure that it works and assist the organization in order to achieve the goal. So the main important aspect of this HR strategy is this strategy will determine, means it will tell you how the HR process will run and how to make sure that that particular work as well as how it has been assisted in that particular organization in order to achieve that particular goals of the organization. Now, when this strategy has been set up, when the HR strategy has been set up, it will be the basic foundation on how the HR department will plan and do the jobs in all the levels. So when you prepare an HR strategy, when you formulate an HR strategy, so it will tell you the basic foundation of how HR department will function, how the human resource department will function, and how it make a plan in order to achieve the goals of the organization or the objectives, and also how they do their jobs in all the levels. So at all the levels of management, we have 3 levels of management. So that is consist of top level, then middle level as well as lower level. So these are the 3 important levels. That's what we say in all the levels of management, how this HR strategy is going to play an important role in all the levels of management. Now coming to the importance of this particular human resource department or HR department, we say, so it is having a lot of things that need to be worked on, because in terms of HR process. So this HR strategy is one of the most important aspect in every organization or company in respect to all, and also says this strategy will surely help you out, that is to find out how the HR process will work on or it will run, and also to make sure that how it is working and how it is helping or assisting the organization achieving the goals of the organization. And when this particular HR strategy has been set up, surely it says the basic foundation. What is the meaning basic foundation? Now when you want to construct a house, you require a foundation, that is a basic. On that only you can raise the pillars or the walls. In the same way, this HR strategy also is one of the important basic foundation for how the department will plan and also how they are going to do the job in their different levels. Now secondly, arranging the HR strategy. This is second important. It says this will involve many aspects. That is, they say that HR people need to make evaluation. So they need to be always evaluating their work and their plans, what they are doing. As well as it says that basically there are 4 aspects that need to be looked into consideration. That is, when HR people were working on their strategies, the 4 important aspects or the elements when that particular HR department has to take in consideration, and they in time to time they need to be evaluating their strategies, what they have planned and how it has been working on. And they need to consider the culture of the organization. First and foremost, they need to understand the culture of that particular organization, how it has to be run, how it is running. So the culture part is very important and part of HR department and the organization itself, and the people in there, and also the general HR system. All this they need to understand before formulating a strategy for the organization in respect to HR. Now, the culture of organization is what it is, such as the norms, values and the belief. So, what is the culture of an organization? The culture of the organization, it says that what are the norms of the organization, the rules and regulations, what are the values, the basic ethical values of the organization, and what are the beliefs of the organization. So, all this has to be taken into consideration. So, in order to see that it becomes a very good standard in that particular organization, and surely it will be affecting that particular strategy. Now, this HR strategy, it should work on in such a way, or it must walk in within that particular line of action or this culture, so that the moral belief is it will be a more ineffective strategy. So, the HR strategy must walk within. So, it has to go within that particular frame, or it has to be within that particular limits, within that limits of the culture and this moral belief, or it will be. So, it should be in that particular framework or in that limitations only, or else what happens? It will become an ineffective strategy. So, if you go out of this particular culture of the organization without considering the norms and the values and the beliefs of the organization, surely whatever the strategy you make, surely it will not have any effect on that particular department or the organization. So, it becomes more effective. The organization aspect refers to the organization structure itself, that is the position that was need to be a job description. And also says the culture of the organization line will affect the HR people in order to work on their HR systems, that is like recruiting, training and everything all about that. So here the culture of the organization line will go along with this HR people in order to get the work done, and this particular HR system will be consisting of the recruiting of the people or the employees, then giving them the training, on the job training and off the job training, and also everything about that. So it is related to all of the HR process. Then they need to consider the people who will and already work their basis on their skill levels. So here this HR department or HR strategy, surely they need to find out or consider the people who will and already work, right? That is, they're based on their skill level. So who is the people who is going to work in that particular organization or in the particular department, and who have already worked on in that particular department depending upon their capabilities and the skills and talents, right? In the management and everything else about that individual. And also it says it is a comprehensive line of work. Why? Because it is done in the right way. Why we call it as HR strategy as a comprehensive line of work? Because everything is done perfectly in the correct way or in the right way, we say. It will reward nicely to the organization itself. So when you do the work properly, when you go according to the plans of the top level management, and when you recruit the people, that is at the right time, at the right place and at the right person, surely you will be rewarded. That is, you are going to reward to the organization that you have done that particular work. So you are the reward. So surely the HR department will be a reward for the organization itself. Now, how does the HR department work on their strategy? Now, what is the question? How does the HR department work on their strategy? How they are going to work on this particular strategy which has been formulated or formed? So once they evaluate the all aspects which is mentioned before, as I told, then they can start their work on their strategy by aligning their initiative in the first place. So first and foremost, they need to first understand what you said earlier, that they need to understand the culture of the organization. That is, they have to go according to the values, beliefs and the norms. Then they can start their work on the strategy by aligning their initiatives in that first place. Then the next step, it says in this step, they need to seek the benefit of their action. That is, where they will get the resources for it and what is the risk. So once they align themselves and get ready to do that particular work, or they start their process, then they need to understand what is the benefit of that particular action. That is, where they will get the resources. who are the resources and where they'll get the resources, and what is the risk they are going to face in this particular strategy. Then after that, they can work on with the budget. So once they understand what is the risk and from where the resources are available, the second part is they can start doing the work, that is on budgeting part. Okay. So how much it will fit to the organization? If it was necessary, there are some adjustment to be made. Then here we can see, students, there are two types of HR strategies which can be identified. One is general strategies and specific strategies. Now, what is this general strategies? It is nothing but high performance working. It is high performance, giving a very good high performance and doing lot of work with more efficiently and more effectively. But what about specific strategies? It is nothing but relating to the different aspects of human resources management. It is relating to the different aspects of human resource management, that is such as it may be learning and development and reward. So here under the specific means it is something in particular. So they are going to do it, that is on part of the learning, then development as well as the reward. So learning means giving the training, then developing them as a very good persons in the organization in order to meet the work or to see that whatever the work or that particular job is given, so the task, so that has to be accomplished. So development, personal development also takes place here, as well as the reward for their hard work. The example of HR strategy, students, it says, I told you, first and foremost, they need to recruit, that is the recruitment part. Then giving the training, learning means training and development and performance appraisal, how well they are doing the work. So they need to evaluate their job. Then compensation, that is as a reward for their hard work. So they need to be given the compensation, like it may be the salaries or the pays or the perks or incentives. Then if any damages occurs or the person dies, then they need to be compensated, right? As well as the successful succession planning has to be done. So here we can see the example in an HR, a mission statement of HR and HR vision is with concrete high-level actions. Concrete high-level action about how to execute on this mission and vision. So it says they should have a very concrete plan or a concrete strategy, and they should be very high-level actions should be taken place, and also how to execute that particular vision or the mission of that particular HR department. So that is all about the HR strategy. Now coming to the last topic in this particular unit, and that is logistic strategy. What is logistic strategy? See, it can be defined as a set of guiding principles. So it is like a set of principles which is guiding that particular logistic departments. Then the attitudes as well as the driving forces, that is the people who are employed in that particular organization, that you need to coordinate the plans. So they need to coordinate, bring everyone together, bring all the materials, resources, everything together. So, and also out of the plans you have made, you need to coordinate them. Then the goals and policies also has to be achieved between the different partners across any supplies chain, any supply chains. And this logistic strategy surely it will help you to increase the supply chain performance, that is one who is supplying your resources, right? As well as while improving supply chain, the management on the whole. So while improving the supply chain, also you can improve your management at large. Now logistic strategy is part of the supply chain management. So it is a part of supply chain management, where it says it is a process that it has a very important function, that is planning, implementing and controlling. So under this particular logistic strategy, the three important things here we need to consider is about that. First, you need to plan, right? Then secondly, you need to implement that particular plan, and finally have a control over that particular plan and whatever the plans or the policies you make. And that should be more effectiveness, and also you should have lot of effectiveness as well as efficiency of storing and the goods flow, the storage as well as the goods flow, as well as the services and information to meet the customer needs. So why they need this particular logistic strategy? The main importance of this logistic strategy is to see that the main function is to first planning, then implementing that particular plan, and also having a control over that particular plan in an effective manner as well as in a efficiency manner, so that they can storage of the goods can be done properly, as well as the goods also can be flown, storage and goods flow, as well as the services to be rendered to the customers, and the information also to the collecting the information about the customers to meet the customer needs and wants. Now students, there are important 7 R's of logistic we say. Now what is this 7 R's? So like we have marketing mix, 4 P's like this. Here also we have 7 R's of logistic. Then also I was explaining to you in service marketing. So I said there 7 P's of service marketing like that. Then we have 5 C's. 5 C's in the production. So like that here also we have 7 C's of logistic. So the Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport UK in 1919 defines this as getting the right product in the right quantity, in the right condition, at the right place, at the right time, to the right customer and at the right price. So this is about the 7 R's of logistics. So all these are related to R. The first R is getting the right product. Second R is related to the right quantity. Third R is getting in a right condition, whatever the products, right? Then the fourth one is getting the product at the right place. Fifth R is getting at the right time. And sixth R is getting the right customer, right? And the seventh R, it relates to the right price. So this is about 7 R's. So once again, I'll explain to you about this 7 R's. So the Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport UK in 2019, they have defined this 7 R's as getting the right people. This is first one. Then second is getting the right quantity. Third is getting the right condition. Fourth is the right place. Fifth one is at the right time. And sixth is to the right customer. And the last one is at the right price. Now coming to the types of logistic. Students, this logistic is being divided into 3 types. One is inbound logistic, second is outbound logistic, and the last one is reverse logistic. So inbound, outbound and reverse logistics are the different types of logistics. Now let us understand what is logistic management. See, logistic management is nothing but it's a part of the supply chain which plans, implements and controls the efficient, effective forward and reverse flow of goods and storage of goods, services and related information between the point of origin, that is from the point of supply, and the point of consumption, that is in order to meet the customer requirements. So totally we can say that logistic management is nothing but logistic management is the part of the supply chains which will plan, implement and have a control, and that particular thing, that is it controls the efficient, effective forward and the reverse flow and the storage of goods, right, or the services, and which has been related, they get the related information between the point of origin, that is the point of the supply chain, and till it reaches the consumption point, right? And why they do it? In order to meet the customer requirements. That is the main importance of logistic management. Now under logistic management, we have business logistic. What is this business logistic? It says this can be defined as having the right item in the right quantity at the right time and for the right price, and the science of purpose, and incorporates all the industry sectors. Business logistics. Business logistics is nothing but it is defined that having the right item, that is the product. So having the right item, that is in the right quantity, right, and at the right time for the right price, and the science of it, the science of purpose, that is the main important, the purpose of this is to see that it incorporates, brings everyone together in all the industry sectors. Now the goal of logistic work is what? Is to manage the fruition of project life cycles, supply chains and resultant efficiencies. So this is the main important goal of logistic work. Now under this business logistic, it says in business logistic may have either internal focus, that is inbound logistic, external focus, outbound logistic, and covering the flow of storage of materials from point of origin to the point of consumption. So you can see the retail chain management. Now, the main function of logistic manager is what? So, they can ask, write a note on logistic manager. What is the function of a logistic manager? They can ask. So, the logistic manager includes inventory management. So, he needs to keep the inventory management, that is regarding the stock, then purchasing of the goods, then transport, warehousing, and organizing and planning. All these activities are the important functions of the logistic manager. So, logistic manager's main function or the work is to see that to have a inventory management regarding stocks, then purchasing of the items, then arranging for transport, then see that to store the goods, they have to arrange the warehouses, right? And also organizing and planning these activities or these particular functions. Now, logistic managers combine a general knowledge of each of these functions. So, they will be having general knowledge about these particular functions, right? So that it will be easy for them to coordinate the resources in a very smooth manner in the organization. Now, coming to the production logistic. So, under production logistic, it says the term is used for describing logistic process within that particular industry. So, this production logistic is nothing but it is the term which is being used in order to describe what the logistic process which takes place inside the organization or within the industry. The purpose of this particular logistic production logistic is to see that to ensure that each machine and the workstation, that is the machine which is be there in the operation level, as well as the workstation, that is the floor shop, is being fed with the right product. The operation level, the machine and that floor shop, that is the workstation, they should see that there is a fed. That means whether they are put the correct product, right, the right product in the right quantity and the right point of time. So, whether they are going to get the correct product with the right quantity as well as quality from the right point of time. Now, coming to the second important aspect, that is commercial vehicle operation. Now, commercial vehicle operation is an application of intelligent transport system for trucks. So, this commercial vehicle operation is what? It is an application which is related to the intelligent transporting system for trucks, mainly for trucks. So, a typical system would be purchased by the managers of a trucking company. So, in the trucking company, you can find this kind of a typical system which is being purchased by the managers of that particular company, and it would have a satellite navigation system. So, you can easily track where that particular truck is moving, where it is standing, right? So, easily you can clearly have a track over that particular truck. So, a small computer and a digital radio in each truck. So, this is how this particular system works on. Then every 15 minutes, the computer transmits the truck has been. So, every 15 minutes, it will giving the feedback or the data regarding that particular truck, where it is moving, where it is landed, everything. The digital radio service forwards the data to the central office of a trucking company. So, the devices which is been set in that particular truck, so that intelligence system, that is intelligence transport system, so that which is been set, so from that the radio will be sending the signals and it will be giving the data to central office of the trucking company, giving the data about where the truck is there, how it is, that is where it is located, all that regarding the particular vehicle. Now, a computer system in the central office manages the fleet of real-time under control of a team of dispatchers. So, here in the central office, if you see, in the central office, it manages all these kind of things because they'll be having lot of trucks. So, the team will be there working on it 24/7 in order to have a very good information regarding the trucks and the data to be collected about the trucks, where it is moving and where it is landed and all. So, in this way, central office knows where the trucks are. So, easily they can track and find out where the trucks are. So, the company tracks individual loads by using the barcode containers as well as the pallets of truck loads which is been combined into a larger container. And also they say that you can minimize the handling expenses. So, this is very important because easily you can minimize the handling expenses, the damages which can occur, as well as the waste of vehicle capacity. And optimal size pallets are often constructed at the distribution points so that in order to go at a particular destination or to reach a particular destination. Third is containerization. Containerization means Containerization is a system of intermodal freight transport cargo system which is being used as a standard of ISO containers known as the shipping containers, or the ISO trainers. And this can be loaded and sealed intact into the container ships or railroad cars, planes as well as the trucks. Now this containerization is also the term which is given to the process of determining the best carton or the box or the pallet to be used to the ship a single item or a number of items. Next is cross-docking. Cross-docking is a practice in the logistic strategy or in the logistic department of unloading the materials from an incoming semi-trail truck or rail car and loading the same materials in inbound trailers or rail cars with little or no cargo in between. Okay, and this may be done in order to change the type of convenience in order to sort out the materials which has been intended for different destination to reach, or else in order to combine the materials from different origins, from different points which has come. So cross-docking is used in order to decrease the inventory storage. So in order to decrease the inventory storage in that particular organization, so this kind of cross-docking is being used so that by streamlining the flow between the supplier and the manufacturer. So they will streamline the flow of goods or the products between the supplier and the manufacturer. Next is distribution part. It says distribution is one of the most important 4 aspects of marketing. It says a distributor is a middleman between the manufacturer and the consumer or a retailer, and after the product is been manufactured, you know that it is typically shipped to the distributor, it has been transported there, the distributor then sells that particular product to the retailers or it can be sold to the consumers. Likewise, the other 3 parts of marketing mix are product management, pricing and promotion, and the 4th one is the distribution part. The students, next we come to the logistic in food distribution. Food distribution is what? It is a method of distributing the food items, that is from one place to another place, and it is very important aspect or important element factor in the public nutrition, because it says where it breaks down, famine, malnutrition or illness can occur. So if you don't distribute a very good nutritious food, surely that will cause what? It will cause the breakdowns in the health of the people or the children, as well as famine, then malnutrition, there is no proper nutrition, and illness, sickness can occur. Now during some periods of ancient Rome, here it says food distribution occurred within the policy of giving free bread to citizens under the provisions of common good. So in olden days, that is in ancient Rome, it says food distribution occurred, that is within that policy where they used to give the free breads to the people or to citizens within that particular provisions of common good. There are 3 main components of food distribution. First one is transport infrastructure. So under this transport infrastructure, we can see such as roads, vehicles, rail transport, airports as well as the ports. So all these will come under this transport infrastructure. Then secondly, food handling technology and regulation such as refrigeration and storage warehousing. And third part is adequate source and supply logistic based on demand and need. Now in general it says it is exactly logistic of information. So in general if you see, if you take this is about information logistic. So what is information logistic? It is nothing but it is exactly the information about the logistics. Now the field of information logistics aims, what is the main aim of this particular information logistic is at developing the concepts, then technologies as well as applications, which is very much important for the need oriented information system or supply. Now this information on demand services are of typical application which are very important on the part of area of information, logistics, and they will be useful for the user needs who are using it with respect to the content, that is the location as well as the time and quality. And if you see this information logistic consists of 2 words, that is information is one word and the second one is the logistic. So this is 1 and this is 2. So it consists of 2 words. Now information can mean a lot of things. Information means everyone knows. It will give a lot of meaning, right? So you can think information means it gives lot of things such as, but usually it is a text, and logistic, which is the transport system from point A to point B. So information means it is nothing but which is giving a very good information, means the details or the data or the logistic, and transportation means it is starting from point A and ends with point B. In a simplified sense, in the newsletter of information logistic, also an email or even the ordinary mail you can receive. And information logistic is concerned with the supply of information to the individuals or the consumers. So just give highlights about this particular session. Let us see what all we have understood and studied. So I was explaining to you about the HR strategy, right? So what is HR strategy, how it is been important, and what are the importance of HR strategies. So arranging the HR strategy, then human resource department, then culture of organization, then they need to consider the people who will work and already worked on the basis of their skills and talents. Then how does the HR department work on their strategy? Then after that they can work on budgeting part, right? Then the 2 important basic types of HR strategies which are identified as, one is general strategy and specific strategy. General strategy is like giving the high performance working aspect. Then second is specific strategies. It is related to different aspects of human resources management, such as learning means giving the training, then development and compensation or the reward. Example, so I gave you the example. Then logistic strategy, if you come here, I told you what is logistic strategy. It is defined as a set of guiding principles, attitudes and driving forces that will help you coordinate plans, goals and policies between different partners across any supply chain. Then the 7 R's of logistic. So first one is getting the right product, second is right quantity, third is right condition, then fourth one is right place, then fifth one is right time, and sixth one is right customer, and the last one is, seventh one is right R, right price. Then 3 types of logistic: inbound logistic, outbound logistic and reverse logistic. So I told you about the logistic management. It is part of supply chain which plans, implements and controls the efficient, effective forward and reverse flow and storage of goods, services related to information between the point of origin to the point of consumption in order to meet the customer requirements. Then business logistic, having the right time, that is item, the right quantity at the right time for the right price, and the main purpose is it incorporates everything in all the industry sectors. So functions of logistic, that is a manager. So he needs to purchase, transportation arrangement, then warehousing arrangement, all this you need to look into. So production logistics, I told you the purpose of production logistics is to ensure that each machine and the workstation is being fed properly with the right product at the right time in the right quantity and the right quality at the right point of time. Then coming to the commercial vehicle operation, it is an intelligent transport system for trucks. So that device will be fitted in the trucks, and usually you can track, and from that radio station you will be getting all the data, information, where the truck is, how it is moving, so where it is landed, all that. Then containerization. So it is a system of intermodal freight transport cargo system using a standard ISO containers. So known as shipping containers or the ISO containers that can be loaded and sealed intact into container ships, railroad cars, planes and trucks. Cross docking, it is a practice of the logistics system of unloading the materials from one incoming semi-trailer truck or a rail car and loading this particular materials in outbound trailers or the rail cars, or little or no storage in between. So this is done in order to see that the type of convenience and to sort out the materials which is intended for going to different destinations or to combine material of different origins. So usually this particular cross docking is used to decrease inventory storage by streamlining flow between the supplier and the manufacturer. Distribution is one of the 4 aspects related to marketing. So other than this, we have product management, pricing and promotion. So here the distributor is the middleman or the agent who will be distributing or the products. It will be like a middleman from manufacturer to the retailer, and once the product is manufacturer, he is typically shipped to the distributor, and that distributor will be selling them to the product to the selling the product to the retailer or to the consumer. Food distribution is the method of distribution food from one place to another place, and it is very important factor in part of public nutrition. Three components: transport infrastructure such as road, vehicle, rail transport, airports and ports, food handling technology, regulations such as refrigeration, then we have storage and warehousing, adequate source and supply logistic based on the demand and need. Then information logistic system, it is also a part of logistic information. So it consists of two words, information and logistics. So information means lot of things, but whereas logistic is which is a part of transportation, that is from point A to point B. So these are the important topics which I explained to you today, students, in this particular session and the last session in this particular unit. Okay, so I hope that you understood the topics which are covered to you under this particular session. See you in the next session with the new chapter or the new unit. Until then, take care. Have a nice day. Thank you.